201 is called Ready to Launch. And this is after she's kind of done some of the basics and she's getting ready for her launch party. So again, make sure you have this in front of you. That will be very helpful before you watch this video. But the first thing on the checklist is to start booking jewelry events right after the date of your launch party. We don't want them waiting until their launch party to get some shows on the calendar if they can help it. So I'll talk to her about asking her friends and family to have a show for her, and maybe even the ones that are out of the area. If they want to do a Facebook show, they can do that. I'll talk to her about Quick Start, that she needs to have the 6 shows in 45 days with the $1,200 minimum retail, and that's going to get her $200 in free jewelry, and that will get you $100 back. So there's motivation in there for everybody. And it talks about the recognition that she's going to get for doing the Quick Start. We want to keep that recognition in front of them. The second thing is aim for $200 in sales before your launch party, because I offer a bonus myself. This is not from Premier, this is from me. But if she gets $200 in advanced sales, I will give her $50 in free jewelry, because I want her getting used to, getting the word out through Facebook, taking some online orders. So that's a personal bonus from me. Third thing is to message those who aren't responding. We know that happens on those Facebook events, and I will give her some verbiage. I'll message her some verbiage on what to say to the girls who aren't responding, tell her to do it individually or make it at least look like it's coming across individually, but to keep reminding the guests. The next thing is tag your jewelry. If she purchased the $7.95 boutique, then she gets the tags in there. If she did not, then she has to purchase them from premierincentives.com. So I didn't even put that in my recommendations, but you might consider buying some extra tags to have on hand to give her as a little welcome present, because they're not very expensive. But when someone's trying to get to the $50 minimum from Premier Incentives, like if she doesn't want to spend any money, any extra money, that's a big thing to get, just to get jewelry tags. So you may want to invest in some jewelry tags just to have on hand to give her, or I guess you could sell them to her too. And then the next thing is to create labels. She wants to label everything. Her catalogs, her customer order forms, everything needs to be labeled or stamped with her name, her phone number, and her email. So she can create a stamp. She can order that from Vistaprint. I'll talk to her about her show, how she wants to keep the snacks simple. At her launch party, typically I use her jewelry. Now, especially if she gets the $7.95 boutique, we are absolutely using her jewelry. And I might bring a few extra pieces to show, or I might bring some clothes with jewelry already hanging on them to show. But I want her guests to get used to seeing the amount of jewelry that she has. Now, if she only gets the $3.95 or the $5.95, I may bring a little bit, but again, I want her to feel like she can be successful with whatever she has. So I might use the catalog more at the show for the $3.95 or the $5.95, because that's what she's going to have to do. So you taking all of your jewelry, if you have a lot of it, really does not help her, because she's not going to be able to duplicate what you did at her launch party, and we want to increase her confidence. We make reminder calls, texts, emails. I'm sending her weekly texts just like I do all my hostesses, encouraging her to forward those to her friends. We want this launch party to be the best she can be. And then some miscellaneous supplies she might need, calculator, pens, hand mirrors, prizes, all that fun kind of stuff is listed there. Then she wants to prepare her folders. I use the ones from Premier Incentives, but I'll tell her she can get little clipboards at Walmart. She could even just use the order form and the survey, and that's it. I know my friend Lana gives everybody an order form and a survey and a catalog. And she tells them that they aren't allowed to open the catalog, or it's an automatic 10-pound game. So she says no one ever opens the catalog. But then they can use that as something to write on. And then at the end, they have a catalog to look at. So I actually kind of really like that, especially in the beginning if you don't have a ton of jewelry. So I'll talk to her about the folders. And then I'll talk to her about putting together some hostess packets, because we are anticipating getting bookings. So I want her to have at least 5 hostess packets ready at her show to hand out to people. So the last thing I have in here behind the checklist is I have some great verbiage from Penny Lacey on how to get bookings. So make sure she reads that. And then I have my most current survey that she can print on colored paper. And then the hostess packet. So we have the guide, we have the order form with the direct shipping option, a letter. This is all on my website too under Class 201. I have the hostess benefits, the marketing plan with the first 10, my first 10 jewelry shows on the back. She can always use yours or mine until she gets 10 of her own. And then our company's growing. It shows what kind of stylist she could be, as well as the different ways that you can make money with our business. So I'm going to cover this ready to launch, hopefully the week before her launch party. That's my goal. I'll tell her, I'm just over and over telling her how excited I am, how great this is going to be for her, and that's really her priority, is to focus on that launch party. We're going to get to goals and all those other things after the party, but for now, this is where we're focusing on. So I'll have her do that, and then I will set up a time to meet with her after her launch party to kind of do the party recap.